Shalom, all praise, honor, and glory goes to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. It's your brother, Rabbi Nab, coming out with a lesson. Lord's will satisfying to the Lord's elect. Look at this news, see what's going on. A lot of shit going on. I just want to see if anything's up. Just current news right now, man. There's always something going on. Always something going on. I just want to check real quick. I can't spell it. Don't allow. I'm just gonna go in the spirit. And it says Duck defends troops in U.S. cities after Hegseth decries military DEI efforts in incendiary. What the fuck is this talking about? What is this talking about? It says, at an address assembled generals and admirals, Pete Hegseth, the U.S. Defense Secretary, outlined changes to military policy and philosophy in a set of 10 directives meant to change organizational culture around fitness, race, gender, describing the previous state of military affairs as the woke department. Donald Duck followed Hegseth's call to embrace the virtues of lethality as a doctrine, with the suggestion buried in an hour-long campaign-style speech that the gathering of officers and senior enlisted advisors should consider targeting U.S. cities and civilian populations as a training exercise. You hear that? Target U.S. cities as a training exercise, man. That's why he gathered everybody over here. Of course, it was something to do with your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Of course. We should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military, right? They were in Chicago. It's so dangerous that Antifa, a bunch of fucking, they gotta be getting paid on that side, man. When I watch it, it looks so fake. They're in Portland right now. He's attacking the same states that rebelled against his ass during 2020. So he wants to use this as a training ground to exercise military exercises. Oh my God, this is hilarious. National Guard, but military, because we're going into Chicago very soon. That's a big city with an incompetent governor, Duck said, attacking Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. He want to attack the governor. That's going to cause a lot of uproar, man. He's showing, if you align with him, he ain't gonna hit you as hard. But if you're not, he gonna hit you hard as hell. And that's good. That's good, man. That's good. He should go in there, man. These wicked ass cities, man. It already is. It's a training ground for war. Why shouldn't it be a training ground to exercise when you go back to Afghanistan? They call it Chirac, right? That's a perfect place to start a exercise for war. Y'all are probably trained up. Y'all got switches, right? Y'all should be okay over there. But that's the time we headed into. We headed into a time where your switch ain't gonna be able to save you. You're gonna have to need the Lord on your side. Okay? As a matter of fact, let me move this up your way. You're gonna need the Lord on your side, man. Let's see what else it says. It says, Duck went on to describe soldiers he had seen in media accounts who had been spit upon, who want to knock the hell out of a person, but he's not allowed to do anything. I say, they spit, we hit. Is that okay? I think so. They spit, it's a new thing. They spit, we hit. Duck said that immigration enforcement agents facing people throwing bricks at their vehicles should retaliate. I say it here. You can get out of that car and you do whatever the hell you want to do. And there's gonna be a time where he's not gonna give a fuck. And if that spills over to other people, hey, it's gonna happen. How you doing today, brother? You have a blessed day. All right, my man. Thank you, man. So it is what it is, man. Israel, it's good to be focused on things that are going on in the world, man. Because if you're unaware of these things, you're gonna wonder why they're pulling you over. That's the climate of this place, man. Stop and frisk. Do you have your ID on you, sir? No. All right, you're gonna have to come with us so we can determine if you belong here or not. Because who would walk around without an ID? Aren't you an American? You know, oh, I'm just visiting family. Oh, I forgot it. I lost it. Oh, well, come over here to the ICE department so we can figure out who you are. Grab your fingerprints and stuff. And a lot of them are coming in undercover. So this is a scary time, man. People are missing. People can just hop out, say they ICE. There's no order, confusion and chaos. That's what Babylon breeds, man. It brings that chaotic time that we're talking about, where you're not gonna know who to trust, who to believe in. Well, you should trust and believe and trust in your wisdom and knowledge and understanding. People show you who they are, what type of people they are. People who you could trust, people you got to discern these things, though. Let people reveal themselves, man. And you better believe it. When a person shows you who they are, you better believe it. You better believe it, man. You got to know who's on your team or who's not, man. Okay? Not everybody's on your team, man. Just because they smile in your face, you know, they plotting on you, man. This is an evil world we live in. It's not fair, man. And if you expect it to be fair, man, you're gonna get caught off guard with all this bullshit that's going on out here. Your friend you think is close to you, he gonna switch up on you. It's easy to be friends when there's a benefit to it, but when there's no benefit to it and it's just built on trust, man, you out of here, man. You out of here. Why would he got a whole girlfriend, a whole family over here. He ain't got that much time to show love to somebody else, man. Okay? Because people are going to get real selfish in these last days, man. Very selfish. Especially with these damn troops that are out here. You'd be surprised when when everything starts to hit the fan if the person next to you sell you out. You know? You ain't got to take the MOTB. We'll give you 50 credits. You can spend it at your local grocery store. If you tell me where this man is, it's gonna get ugly. When's the last time you seen him? What and how can we get to him? You know, sell him out, man. Show me where he's at. He's on our most wanted list. We gave you 50 million for Maduro. We'll give you 25 for your friend. Okay, and this is the type of times we're coming into that we need to watch out for. Okay. It says he also defended the Navy's sinking of Venezuelan boats rather than attempting to interdict suspected drug runners as required by international law and a uniform code of military justice. Every boat kills about 25,000 people, he claimed, without evidence. That's Esau for you, man. He don't need any evidence. He sees some Venezuelans in a boat, he blows it up, he calls them terrorists, and hey, that's it, man. I don't need any evidence, man. They're destroyed. Look at the boat. It don't work anymore. I just saved 25,000 American lives. That's how Esau thinks about you, man. So you gotta expect, what do you think's gonna happen to us, man? What do you think's gonna happen, man? Look at how people act, man. They're fucking weak. Weak ass men, man. You gotta pay attention to that shit, man. Weak. Okay? So when the Lord brings that everyone's gonna be afflicted. There's no reason to be arguing with people, man. That's just done with, man. The Lord got judgment coming, man. There's nothing you can do more than what the Lord can do, man. Just let the Lord do his thing. It tells you that in Revelation 20. Let's go there. Revelation 22. Let me grab some precepts, man. Revelation chapter 22. And is it 16? Revelation 22 and 11. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. Yeah, so if somebody's unjust, he's not righteous, let him be unrighteous, man. It's 2025. You ain't hear the word yet? Just let him be unrighteous. He's wicked. Let him just be wicked. He want to be a demon? Let him be a demon. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. You want to continue to follow after filthiness? wickedness, idolatry, let him continue to do it. He won't go to church, let him go to church, man. You ain't got to stop him. The word is it's gone out. You never heard of a Hebrew Israelite? Come on. You out of your mind. It don't matter what camp. The Lord got some watered down versions that you can accept to come into this thing, man. Just if you don't like the bitterness of the scriptures, he watered it down for you just to get you into this thing, man. And you don't like it. You don't like the bitterness, man. You want the sweet, not the bitter. And that's why you're going to be destroyed. Okay? And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. Yo, if he's righteous, let him continue to be righteous. If he's doing things that are righteous, he don't want to go back into the world, let him be righteous, man. It is what it is. If he's doing nothing that's against the laws of God, hey, that's righteousness. Okay? If he's being obedient, that's righteousness. If you're trying to find something, you can't find nothing, you make something up but it's according to the law, hey, that's righteous. That's righteous, man. You might not like how it look. Righteousness don't always look as good as you think it should look. But if he ain't doing nothing by transgressing the law, it's not sin, man. It's simple as that. That's why it's important that we learn this Bible for ourselves, man. And we don't trust in men's wisdom, because men's wisdom, it's gonna fail them. We need the wisdom of God to be stable in these last days, not the wisdom of a man who's operating in his own mind, man. We know, according to Jeremiah, the 17th chapter, that the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? The Lord knows your mind, man. He knows your mindset. Okay, it says, and he that is holy, let him be holy still. So if you holy, you separated, you consecrated to serve the Lord, continue to do that. Continue to do that, man. Because you're holy. You're supposed to be like that. Okay? Where is it? Deuteronomy. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, and verse number 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all the people upon the face of the earth. So you're holy. Okay, you're consecrated for the service of the Lord. All right? So why not do that? Do just that. Okay? And don't let nobody knock you off from trying to do that, man. Occupying, over folly and vanity, man. That shit shouldn't move you anymore, man. This word's supposed to change you into a new creature. Things of the world shouldn't affect you as they used to do. You're supposed to have some form of power and authority over this vessel that the Lord put you in. All right? Fortifying your members. Not easily tossed to and fro. Not easily persuaded. Not easily brought into vanity and shit like that. Not easily persuaded. I think I said that already. But that's how you gotta be, man. You gotta fortify your members. Not committing sin. Not allowing people who don't belong around you to be around you. Not allowing people who don't benefit you having any say in your life. You gotta be strong in this thing, man. You can't be weak, man. You gotta be strong in this thing. Deuteronomy 14, verse 1, ye are the children of the Lord your God. Ye shall not cut yourselves, nor make any baldness between your eyes for the dead. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God, and the Lord have chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself above all the nations upon the earth. Yeah, you're supposed to be a peculiar people above all the nations on the earth, meaning special. What makes you special? Hey, this wisdom. This wisdom makes you special. Because not everyone can obtain this wisdom, even within Israel. Okay? It's not for everybody. Deuteronomy 26 and verse number 18. And the Lord have avouched thee this day to be his peculiar people, as he have promised thee, and that thou shouldest keep all his commandments. Okay, you got to keep all his commandments You go look into that word commandments in the interlinear, it talks about its precepts. You got to go into these precepts, get the proper understanding of these precepts, all of them. And to make thee high above all nations which he have made in praise and in name and in honor, and that thou mayest be a holy people unto the Lord thy God as he have spoken. Okay, and that's what we're doing. Trying to be holy, trying as he has spoken. He gives you the power and ability and the authority to walk with him, man, and being empowered. And the Lord doesn't deal with men that ain't like King David, Yahweh Shai, people like that, man. Look how they were. They weren't your regular John the Baptist. You know, when you're listening to people, you got to think, is that the type of spirit that's going to endure unto the end? You got to ask that question, man. Or is he just an entertainer, man? Or why is he doing this shit, man? Not this shit, but why is he doing what he's doing? Whatever he's doing. That's what you need to be discerning about people, man. Okay? Because who you allow to be influencing you is important in these last days, man. You want to make sure you're getting the right counsel from the right people. Ecclesiastes tells you, what's that? Ecclesiastes, I can't think of it. It's probably 7. Let me see. I found not one, KJV. Yeah. Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 7 verse 27. Behold, this have I found, saith the preacher, counting one by one to find out the account. So the Lord, Yahweh Shai, who you can receive it, is King Solomon in the reincarnation. Ecclesiastes 7 verse 28. Which yet my soul seeketh, but I found not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found. So he has not found one. Okay? He hasn't found one. Ecclesiastes 7 verse 29, lo, this only have I found, that God hath made men upright, but they have sought out many inventions. That's right, man. So long story short, 1 out of 1,000 men has he found righteous, okay, but not one woman. So you got to take that into accountability, okay? Here's the wise man giving you wise words. You can't trust everybody. Out of 1,000, there's only one. So it's very rare that you're going to meet somebody that actually possesses wisdom and applies it. Okay? That means there's ulterior motives out there why people do the things they do. And it's not your job to investigate why people do everything they do. You got to focus on the Lord. Okay? You got to focus on you. That inner man. Okay? That inner man is the most important thing. It's easy to point outward and see there's a lot of wickedness out here, man. You go and read the book of Isaiah 64:6, tells you that your righteousness is as filthy rags, man. So your righteousness ain't better than the worst Israelite out here, man. You all are wicked in the eyes of the Lord. You need to be changed. You need Yahweh Shai. Okay? So the fact that people are in the spirit of doing that, that's less time focused on yourself. See, I'm focused on me. I'm focused on things I need to be changing within myself, okay? But I already know there's plenty of things I can go off on. There's plenty of things I've gone off on. I'm consistently going off on. And I probably already went off on something in this video. How you doing today, brother? You know, but at the same time, I'm striving to be right in the eyes of the Lord, okay? That's my sacrifice. If your sacrifice is better than that, hey, kudos to you, man. Kudos to you, you know. But everybody got a struggle. They gotta get through, man. Okay. And I'm not in the business of just listening to everybody if it ain't according to the scriptures. Now, if you bring out some verses and things, okay, then now I can meditate on something, man. But if you're talking out of your own heart, man, you should check yourself. Okay, make sure that you're right with the Lord, because maybe, who knows? Who knows, man? We always got to self-reflect. It's a common thing. All right. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 8, verse 20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. That's right, there is no light in them. All right? If you're just saying things according to your own mind, that's not doctrine. That's not Yahweh Shai. He said, this doctrine is not mine. This is what he was talking about, man. This is what he was trying to, according to this, man. I don't want to hear nothing outside of this, man. Okay? I don't want to hear nothing outside of this. If you're speaking outside of this Bible, it's because there's no light in you. All right? I don't need any advice that's not scriptural, not biblical. I need biblical advice. I need sound wisdom and understanding. I need to be listening to 1 out of 1,000 people. All right? And that's just what it is. And at the same time, not everybody's part of that number, man. We hope and we pray that we are, but we're not. Who knows, man? We don't know until we on the chariot. All right? Deuteronomy 28, verse 1, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations on the earth. And that's what we hope for, man, at the end of the day, that the Lord sets up Israel, the true descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, as the top nation. Okay, so they can rule in righteousness. So, you know, when you do die, and if you die and go on to the other side, Lord's will be a part of that number, you come up and raised in a righteous society. All right? That's important. Okay? That's very important. Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. Okay, and we're going to be teaching them this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And they're going to acknowledge the fact that we're a wise and understanding people because of the benefits of righteousness. Okay? There's a lot of benefits to obedience to the Lord. Many of them. Okay? So that's what we want to strive after. All right. That's right. Okay. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 7. For what nation is there so great, who have God so nigh unto them, as the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for? So the Lord, what nation is so great that has the Lord so nigh unto them? You're going to see that the Lord's dealing with us, and that the gods you worship ain't dealing with you. You're going to acknowledge the fact that there's only one true God, and he's in the midst of Israel. And that's why they're going to feel like it's important that they come serve us, giving us gifts. They're going to do it willingly. Okay? They're going to do it willingly because they're going to see the benefits of serving Yasharallah. All right? 1 Kings chapter 10, verse 1. And when the queen of Sheba heard of the fame of Solomon concerning the name of the Lord, she came to prove him with hard questions. You don't think they're not going to ask us hard questions. You know, questions that, you know, trying to really see if this is the truth or not. And she came to Jerusalem with a very great train with camels that bear spices and very much gold and precious stones. And when she was come to Solomon, she communed with him of all that was in her heart. Yes, she's going to commune, talk to him about all that's in her mind. Because that's what people want, man. They want wisdom. You know, they want to prosper. But you can't prosper under the rulership of the wicked. Okay, so they think they're happy now, but look at how much more happy they're going to be when it's not temporary, when it's not, when they got their own land, they know what they're supposed to be doing, and everything's prospering. The land's going to prosper. That's going to make you prosper. Your house everything's going to prosper. We're going back to the herbs. That's going to help you prosper. Okay, we're going to be working on a righteous system, where death isn't glorified, where we're not going to rely on Esau to put you to death in a systematic way in order for him to make a profit. 1 Kings chapter 10, verse 3, and Solomon told her all her questions. There was not anything hid from the king, which he told her not. So here it is. This is a heathen woman asking questions to King Solomon, and he's answering them. And, you know, that's what's important. That's why she was bringing up all those gifts to Jerusalem. Ultimately, you're going to have to, because we're going to stop the rain from going over there. But you're going to want to, because it benefits you in the long run. Okay? 1 Kings 10 and 4, and when the queen of Sheba had seen all Solomon's wisdom in the house that he had built, in the meat of his table, in the sitting of his servants, in the attendance of his ministers, and their apparel, and his cupbearers, and his ascent, by which he went up unto the house of the Lord, there was no more spirit in her. So that you're going to see us in our glory again. And we're going to be way more glorious than we were under King Solomon. Okay? In that 40 years of peace. She was amazed by the ascent of King Solomon and the nation of Israel. But the nation of Israel is going to be much greater than that. Okay? We're going to be much greater than that, because the Lord's we're going to have this wisdom inside of us, man. We ain't going to have to go to a school system and try to acquire it by going to, Esau's school system. That wisdom that he has, it brings you only but so far, man. Ultimately, it don't bring you to the Lord, so it's vanity at the end of the day. But it does, it's still knowledge, it's still wisdom. With a lower form of it. If you trust in that more so than you trust in the Lord, then you've been deceived. He's actually took wisdom from you. Okay? 1 Kings chapter 10, verse 5, verse 6, and she said to the king, it was a true report that I heard in my own land of thy acts and of thy wisdom. Okay, and it's going to be glorified. The wisdom's going to be brought forth. People are going to know that we got the wisdom, man. Okay, they're going to know that if they need an answer to a situation, to come to us. Okay, right now Esau is the one that's giving you that wisdom, and what people are starting to see, man, you really can't trust him, man. That's at your own risk. He's not giving you. We should have ancient wisdom that's been passed down. He's not sharing that wisdom. That's privy to only a few people. Okay, he uses that to just benefit the wicked. Okay, he don't want that to benefit the people, because a unjust ruler destroys the people. And he's unjust, so that's why he keeps that wisdom to himself, and everyone else perishes. 1 Kings chapter 10, verse 7, howbeit I believed not the words until I came, and my eyes had seen it. And behold, the half was not told me. Thy wisdom and prosperity exceedeth the fame which I heard. Yes, she exceeded the fame which I heard. Meaning it was better than what she thought when she got to see the glory of Israel. And that's why, going back to Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter, they're going to be saying the same thing. What great is their people that has, or a nation that has the Lord so nigh unto them? That you're going to recognize it for real. You're going to see it in real time. If you're lucky. Okay? If you're lucky. Deuteronomy 1 Kings chapter 10 and verse 8. Happy are thy men, happy are these thy servants which stand continually before thee, and that hear thy wisdom. Yeah, they're happy being amongst the king. That's why it's better to be. How you doing, my brother? How you doing, brother? You doing? I see you, brother. You doing good, man. You doing good, man. You doing good. My brother's in a program, man. That's good, man. That's good, man. I'm happy to see that brother getting good, man. Okay? Yeah, happy are your servants, man. It tells you in Ecclesiasticus 25:7, happy shall he be. Let me grab that. This sun is beaming today. Ecclesiasticus 25. Ecclesiasticus 25. Gosh. Ecclesiasticus 25. Ecclesiasticus 25 verse 7, there be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue, a man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. Yeah, a man that has joy of his children, man. We don't have joy of our children, okay, but in the kingdom we will. And he that seeth the fall of his enemy, you get to see the fall of your enemy, and we're going to rejoice over that. It tells you in Lamentations, the 2nd chapter, they were happy, the heathen nations were happy at the fall of the nation of Israel. And we're going to be happy at their fall. Okay? 1 Kings chapter 10, verse 9. Blessed be the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, thy power, which delighted in thee, to set thee on the throne of Israel, because the Lord loved Israel forever. Therefore made he thee king to do judgment and justice. That's right. That's why he made thee king, to do judgment and justice. And he did that early in his throne. Okay? His brother put him to death. Okay? He didn't see how a king operates is not like a lot of men operate. Okay? Like the common man. The king don't operate like a common man. You see, King Solomon was operating in wisdom. He didn't just get mad at his brother for trying to come up against him. He actually showed mercy to him. We gotta show mercy too. There's a time and a place for everything, man. But you gotta use wisdom. You gotta operate strategically and then perform judgment, man. You know, if that's the case. You know, there's a time for everything, man. It even says in a time to kill. There's a time for that, man. But you have to be strategic. You can't be emotionally driven when you do things. And King Solomon showed that. And the Lord imputed him with all of that wisdom. Okay, so he understood these things. And that's why he was the king over Israel. He didn't say, oh, hold on, you killed your brother. He didn't do that to King David, though, because he had a lot of blood on his hands. You know, but at the same time, he set up a throne of his lineage after him. All right? And King David went to war, man. 18,000 men put him to death. What kind of king is that? That's a madman. What king wants to get down and get bloody, man? Get off his throne and start swinging a sword, man. That's the type of men the Lord is dealing with, man. Not no weak-ass Israelite man. He's not dealing with that shit, man. Weak-ass Israelites, man. He's not dealing with no weak-ass Israelite. All right? Not dealing with that shit. 1 Kings chapter 10 and verse number 10. And she gave the king 120 talents of gold. 120 talents of gold. I think when you read that in the GMB, it says 25,000 kilograms of gold, man. No. That might be a different precept. I think it's talking about when the Tyree and Hiram sent it. I think that's what I'm thinking about. And the spices very great, and 20 talents of gold, and of spices very great store, and precious stones. There came no more such abundance of spices as these which the queen of Sheba gave to King Solomon. So she must have had the bag, man. And she came to drop it off for the king. Okay? She's willing to give all that wealth, all that value over to a king because of this wisdom. How much more you possessing this wisdom, you don't think you could get? Come on, man. You get a lot. You get a lot with wisdom, man. And that's what I'm storing up, man. That's what I'm trying to get here. That's what I see value in. The real value is your time, because you lose it every second of the day. You waste it all the time, man. That's all you do. You waste your time. You didn't take the time and put it where it ought to be, which is obedience to the Lord. That's what you should be taking your time and doing. Like the rest of these people, all you seeing is the world pass away, man. They're passing away just like their bodies are passing away, and their spirit is passing away with it. It's going to return to the Lord without having to giving him the proper due praise that he deserves. Okay? And when you read the scriptures, it tells you this is the place of judgment. Why wouldn't you want to be in a remorseful state, understanding that judgment's coming to your ass? It's coming. What form of judgment is coming? Hey, that's up to the Lord, man. But there's a lot of nasty judgments out there. A lot of people going to the hospital. A lot of people getting shot, stabbed, executed in churches. You can't go anywhere. Someone might jump off a boat and kill 7 of you just because he's having a bad day. You know how Esau is. Esau gets mad, he grabs a gun, and he kills innocent people. That's his forte, okay? And when he comes in like a madman, he's gonna do the same shit to you, okay? We just reading an article on how he wants to use the military to start doing exercise here in America. Who is he gonna practice on? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. He's gonna practice rounding you niggas up and putting you in jail, locking you up, putting you to death, knees on necks. Oops, I forgot, I didn't grab a wrong gun. Oops, I popped him in the back of his head. And he's gonna say, it's all right, you're pardoned. He got the power to do that. All right? But this is a spiritual battle. You dealing with the Lord, none of these things are gonna come upon you. It's all for the wicked. All right? He's gonna protect his elect if you part of that number. If not, keep driving, keep running these red lights. But the one red light, there's gonna be a red light you pass spiritually, and it's gonna be your last red light you pass when the Lord destroys your ass because you didn't want to stop and hearken to the words of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. So it sucks to be you. 1 Kings chapter 10 and verse 11, in the navy also of Hiram that brought gold from Ophir, brought in from Ophir great plenty of almug trees and precious stones. Ophir, I think it means to be burned down to ashes. And that's talking about America. Okay? King Solomon had Navy ships come over here and reaping the gold of this place. Okay? This was a very fruitful place to take things from. Okay? A lot of precious metals and stuff like that. We saw that during the gold rush. Okay? And I'm sure there was other parts, not just there. And probably, and in Hiram, which is the Hamites, under King Solomon's reign, he was sending them over here. All right, Tyree and I think Hiram is, I think he's Hamitic, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong though. I don't remember, and I'm not gonna look it up. But I think he's from. Let's look it up. I'm gonna look it up. Why not? Haram. Let me look it up. Why not? You got to know all things. First Kings, chapter 10, and verse 11. Let's see who Haram is. It says Haram means noble, the king of Tyre, who sent workmen and materials to Jerusalem to build both the place for David and the temple for Solomon. So yeah, he is a Hamite. Chief architect and engineer of Solomon's temple sent by King Hiram to Solomon. So if he's the king of Tyre, then he's a Hamite. All right, First Kings chapter 9 and 27. And Hiram sent in the navy his servants, shipmen that had knowledge of the sea, with the servants of Solomon. And they came to Ophir and fetched from thence gold 420 talents and brought it to King Solomon. So Tyre was the navy, but they were under the reign of Solomon. So that's his name. All right. First Kings chapter 10, verse 12. And the king made of the almug trees pillars for the house of the Lord, and for the king's house harps also, and psalteries for singers. There came no such almug trees, nor were seen unto this day. So we're going to have some beautiful things in the kingdom, man. Almug trees that haven't been seen until this day, man, which is going to be beautiful. How you doing today, brother? How you doing? You know, it's going to be a beautiful thing, man. Beautiful trees, man. Beautiful trees. And King Solomon, First King 10 and 13, gave unto the queen of Sheba all her desire, whatsoever she asked, beside that which Solomon gave her of his royal bounty. So she turned and went to her own country, she and her servants. Yep. And all of his desires is not talking about all her sexual desires. She had questions, she had wisdom. Okay? We're talking about having sex with her, but a lot of you think Queen Sheba had a kid. They don't say that in the Bible, man. But you'll stand on it, and it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Believe what you want. You believe a whole doctrine around a myth that he has sex with a woman, man. What kind of mindset is that, man? Defiled. First Kings 10 and 14, now the weight of gold that came to Solomon in 1 year was 666 talents of gold. And I think that's what that's talking about. Look at the price of gold now, man. We been had gold, man. We been had these things. Queen Sheba knew it. This is minor shit, man. That's why I'd rather covet this wisdom than gold and silver and shit. That shit ain't gonna do nothing for you, man. Esau thinks that there's gonna be some time where there's gonna be a bartering system, man. Why would I barter with you if I got a gun, man? I'm gonna go barter with Esau, man. Now the Lord said He's gonna save us, man. He said He's gonna feed us. What do you need money for? You don't trust that the Lord's gonna feed you? I do. I believe every word that cometh out of this book, man. You know, if you have the wisdom, because there's stumbling blocks in here too. But I believe that if I am part of that number, that I'm gonna eat, and I believe that if I'm not, hey, then it's time to go. It is what it is. It's time to go, man. But working for this devil, nah, he ain't right, man. He ain't right. He don't need no more money. $8 billion companies, you begging for a raise. This nigga making $8 billion. $1 billion is $20,000 a day for over 200 years. He don't need all of that money, man. For what? For what? He don't need nothing, man. He need to go to work. Like janitor style work. He need to cough up all those riches. It don't belong to him. All this power and authority belongs to Yahweh Shai It belongs to Yahweh first and foremost, and He gave it to His Son Yahweh Shai, who's going to give it to His elect in the nation through a joint being joint heirs. Okay, so I don't want none of His riches on this side, man. When the biggest riches is this wisdom. Queen Sheba understood that. She was willing to cross. I think she was from where's Queen Sheba from? I think she's from Ethiopia. So going from Eastern Africa all the way to let me just double check that. I think where's Queen Sheba from? As a matter of fact, let me go into Sheba. Let me go into Sheba real quick while I'm here. While we're talking about her. Sheba, 7 or an oath. A nation in southern Arabia. Okay, hold on. Where was the Queen of Sheba from? Southern Arabia. The Queen of Sheba was from a land called Sheba or Sabah in either the kingdom of Sabah in modern-day Yemen or the kingdom of Aksum in modern-day Ethiopia. The Bible itself does not specify for exact location, but refers to her as a queen of the East. While the exact location remains a mystery, strong historical and archaeological ties connect both regions, with some scholars believing she may have ruled over both. Evidence of Yemeni origin, the name Sheba, the Bible mentions Sheba, a name thought to refer to the ancient kingdom of Sabah located in southwestern Arabia, now known as Yemen. So whether you come from Yemen or Ethiopia, Ethiopia is a farther distance from Yemen, but it's still a long, long way away. I'll read the rest just in case. I mean, you can look it up yourself. The name Sheba, it's this commercial and spice trade. The Sabian kingdom was a major center for the spice trade, which explains the significant quantities of gold, jewels, and spices the queen brought as gifts for King Solomon, according to the Bible account. So Seba is in Yemen. All right? The scripture that talks about the Sabians, and we're going to sell you to the Sabians. Sabians are the Arabians of that time, or whoever they are, the Sabians. Evidence for an Ethiopian origin, Ethiopian traditions. In Ethiopian tradition, the queen is known as Makeda, and her son Menelik is said to have created the royal lineage of Ethiopia, making the nation her true homeland. So that's something else, man. That's something else, man. Showing you that that's what those Rastafarians believe in. Archaeological findings in 2012, archaeologists discovered a gold mine and a temple in Ethiopia dating back to the time of the Queen of Sheba, finding that could support the theory of her existence in the region. So they really don't know, man. But from those two perspectives, it sounds like she's more so from Yemen. Why wouldn't doubt she's from Ethiopia? I don't know, man. That's what Google's saying. But long story short, the point that I was making is that she traveled a long distance to get this wisdom, man. And she came bringing gifts. She came bringing gifts, man. And we're going to have that in the kingdom. All right? 1 Kings chapter. That's pretty much it on that, man. That's all I wanted to get on that. So we gonna get the same respect, and when we get this wisdom. But it's on this side, man. We gotta be occupied in this truth, man. Occupied in what really matters. Everything outside of that, man, is noise. It's distraction. It's childish. It's kids play. Nah, man. Death is coming at your door, man. All right? Everybody's door. Death is knocking, man. And the gates of hell are not going to prevail against the church of the Most High. It's not going to work, man, if you're a part of the elect. Okay? Even if you got to suffer until death. Hey, you got to make your calling and election sure. That's what I'm trying to do here. Not trying to be persuaded, thinking I know it all. As a matter of fact, I know nothing. Okay? I know nothing. I'm just striving to see what the Lord has endowed me with today. To see what I'm actually retaining through the Spirit. What scriptures do you actually know? Or are you just repeating what somebody else told you? Scriptures talk about the church of Berea. Okay? You can't just be listening to people, man. People got demons on them, man. We all got demons on us, but some of us are fighting them in a different way. They're more successful at fighting them, and some of them are giving into them. All right? A lot of them are giving into it, man. So you want to make sure you're taking that proper advice. Discerning the spirit of things, man. But most importantly, the Spirit should be guiding you into all wisdom. The Spirit should be getting you into knowing all these things. All right? Because that time is coming. Finish this up. It says Duck's speech was packed with campaign references to his electoral victory and the perceived shortcomings of his political adversaries. Yeah, and he's coming after all the FBI directors. Anyone that's coming up against him, man, he's gonna come get you. If the FBI director can get locked up, then who are you? Who are you, man, at the end of the day? There's a lot of evidence that we left on these YouTube platforms that Esau, Edom, the heathen, and the 2/3 can use against you, man. But whatever they decide to do, take it cheerfully, man. Take it cheerfully. Let them use it the way they want to use it. That's why I put these things up, man. It's public. I'm making my body a living sacrifice. All right? So if he can do that to the FBI director, he can do it to us, man. And you got to be ready for that. If the ICE agents kick in your door and start putting guns in your face, you better be ready for it. Oh, you voted for blah, blah, blah. What the fuck, man? They're coming, man. It's all right. We did everything that we could do through the Spirit, man. To the best of our ability. We hope that we just endure to the end, whatever it is, whatever this devil brings, man. Whatever he brings. But we watching his ass, man. You're not on the watchtower to look for squirrels and ants on the ground, man. You're supposed to be calling out the things that pertain to prophecy. That's what the men on the watchtower are doing now. And this is an article you should know that they're using your America as these different cities as a training ground for the military. So don't think they're not going to train on getting you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Because that's who's in Chicago. That's who they're talking about. They're not talking about the suburbs of Chicago. They're talking about the inner city. They want to practice on you before they go outward into these other countries and shit like that. That's why Pete Hegseth gathered all these generals. Everybody wanted to know why. This is why. He's telling you. So he can practice on American soil with the military. Showing you that he's the damn devil, man. Esau Edom is the damn devil. All right? And he's coming, the Edomites are coming at the Israelites. And Edomites love it. They love it, man. They love to see y'all get persecuted. That's how they got this land. Not all of them. Some of them hate this devil. But at the end of the day, wickedness is not going to prevail. In contrast, let me finish. Duck's speech was packed with campaign references to his electoral victory and the perceived shortcomings of his political adversaries. The assemblage of uniformed officers sat stone-faced, expressionless, and inscrutable with few smiles. Trump's attacks on Joe Biden were met with silence. Some of his lines elicited polite ripples of laughter. He's laughing, man. It sounds funny. But the joke's really on Esau. That's the crazy part. Everything he's doing is fulfilling prophecy. So to laugh now and cry later, I'd rather cry later. I'd rather have the last laugh. And I don't have no choice but to get the last laugh. Okay? Because that's it, man. When you should have count the cost when you come into this thing, man. You got to endure to the end. That don't mean be weak at serving the Lord. Hell no, man. You got to be out of your mind if you're in a weak-ass spirit serving the Lord, man. You got to be out of your mind. Out of your mind, man. You look at the mighty men of David. That's what you're saying when you come out here. And you one of them. They went and got water for King David when and he poured it on the ground. Like, are you like that? You know? Through the spirit. Not that we fighting with arms and things like that, but there's a spiritual portion of it that needs to be recognized, that we have to see. How you doing today? That needs to be recognized. This is who the Lord's dealing with. All right? Think about Uriah the Hittite, man. Come on. Had a beautiful woman at home, man. He was like, man, fuck that bitch. That's what his mindset, man. His mind was on the battle ahead of him. He didn't want to be weak. He didn't want to be comforted. He wasn't in the spirit of having more kids and shit like that, man. He understood, nah, I'd rather fight. I just saw my men die out there, man. Nah, I'm going out there and you going to the front line. All right, whatever, let's go, come on. Front lining it, man. And you think the Lord's just gonna raise up some weak ass? Come on, man. Weak, just don't want to fight. Like, come on, man. I was not dealing with that, man. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. When I read the Bible, I don't think the Lord's looking at that like he ain't standing boldly and stiffly. You read Exodus 15:3, tells you he's a man of war. He causes all these battles you see in the world, and you think he likes somebody that's weak? I don't think so. He told Job, gird thyself up like a man when you talk to me, man. Gird yourself up like a man when you talk to me. He didn't say it like that, roughly paraphrasing. He said, before you answer me, or something like that. And you saw what Job was going through. The thing is, you cry long enough, people don't even hear you anymore, man. People don't want to hear you. You keep crying all the time. People ain't hearing that shit, man. Your actions speak louder than words. You leave a bread trail of who you are. We ain't got to ask nobody about who you are. Just look at the crumbs he leaves behind him. Crumbs of wickedness, man. Deceitfulness. That's called discernment. King David had discernment. Yahweh Shai, discernment. Paul, discernment. Everyone, man. And that's what we need in these last days, man. We need to be discerning the times, discerning these spirits. 1 John 4:1. Malachi, the 3rd chapter. He who serves the Most High and he that serveth him not, you should be looking for these things. Because you can serve him, but are you serving him with all your heart and all your might, like it tells you in Deuteronomy, the 10th chapter? The Lord knows. It says, in contrast, Hegseth's address focused on military culture and philosophical doctrine, decrying the insane fallacy that diversity is our strength. That's right. Fallacy. It is a fallacy. Diversity is your weakness, man. That's what happened in ancient Rome. He's right about that. I agree with P. Hexer. But you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you don't understand that. That's why he gonna put y'all to death in these wars. He gonna get rid of diversity. He gonna put you out front in the front line, like Uriah the Hittite, like a murderer. He gonna put your ass to death. And he gonna set up so-called white man in high positions, and he don't know how to rule, man. But don't worry, the Lord's gonna get his ass too. But it starts with us, man. Hegseth said he had chosen to fire previous generals because they had been personally invested in progressive ideas about diversity. Yeah? See that? You can't go to war next to somebody that hates you, man. You can't do that. When you go to war, when you go into a battle like we're getting into, you want to have men, everyone got to be on the same page. Okay? Everyone got to be in the same spirit. That's why when you go into Deuteronomy, the 20th chapter, he tells you if you're fearful and all these other things, you got a wife, you got vineyard, just built a home, go home. We don't want any of these things to, that weak spirit to come up on the men that are ready to fight. Okay? You got to separate yourself from people like that, man. They got ties to this world, man. Too many ties. It's time to slide. All right? Nah, what's my girl gonna think about me if I don't take the MOTB? Well, we'll see. See if your woman loves you in that last day. And most of the women in this Bible, they ain't have no integrity. And neither do they do now. All right? But you covet them and you want to die with them. All right? Because clearly that's what you love, man. Whatever it is. It could be that, could not be that. Could be your job, could be something else, could be your family. Whatever it is, man. Deuteronomy, the 20th chapter. You don't want to be putting these spirits, and some men are like that. They'll come out here, they don't got their shit in order, and they'll go out on the highways and hedges, and they'll prophesy. They'll go out and go tell you what you should be doing. They'll tell you what you should be doing, but yet their house ain't in order. Their woman's not in order. Their kids are not in order. They're not in order. And they're putting the same spirit on you. That's why it says when the blind lead the blind, both of them are going to fall into a ditch. All right? So you don't be blind, man, because somebody else is blind. No, you need to be reading it for yourself, understanding, being persuaded in your own mind. No one can put this wisdom inside of you. Only you could do that. You just listen to people and you don't do the research. Okay, somebody's telling me, let me go look this up, see if it matches up with the scriptures. It doesn't. But he just told me don't match up with the scriptures, so should you be listening to somebody like that? Or should you be listening to what Isaiah said in Isaiah 8 and 20? That there's no light in him if they speak not according to the testimony. That's what you should be listening to. This word, the forefathers, Isaiah. Didn't he get sawed in half? Okay? These are men we talking about. Didn't Paul get beheaded? Come on, man. Martyrdom. That's who you talking to when you read these scriptures, man. People who died for what they believed in. Not people who listen to the common folk. Nah, these are men of the Lord, man. Alrighty. Let me finish this article. It says, it's nearly impossible to change a culture with the same people helped create or even benefited from that culture. So you fired all these generals that were progressive. So you must think the NFL's progressive. You must think the NBA's progressive. The MLB's progressive. Because they hired people that were better for the job. More trained, faster. Jake's faster than Esau. Jake is stronger than Esau. So you weakening your army by doing that, Esau. You're the basest of men. So you're going to have a base army going out there. Good. So you're going to lose. You're going to lose, man. All you Edomites going to get chipped up. Your chip going to malfunction. You're going to have you're going to get the grievous sword prematurely because you're an Edomite and the Lord hates your ass. You're going to have probably all boils and shit. You're going to be looking fucked up out there when you go out there. You're going to have all types of technology in your head, in your hand, exoskeleton, communicating with your MOTB. You're going to be a fucking robot out there, man. You have no clue what the fuck's going on. And that's what your ass get. It says, he said, adding that he expects others to leave. If the words that you hear today make your heart sink, then you should do the honorable thing and resign. That's what Pete Hegg says. This is your Secretary of Defense is telling you. You progressive people. So there's a division in your military, Americans. There's some people that are saying, no, fuck Pete Hegseth. That's some people are saying that. They're saying, fuck this dude, man. I got guns. I got people who think just like me. If you're not a Republican, he's probably going to kick you out. They probably ask you questions on your, what do you think about what's going on with ICE? Or I have no comment. We don't need you, man. The answer was, Trump's doing a good job. And then you could get the job. That's gonna be on your job application. That's how they're gonna figure out if you're for it or against it. So he's saying you might as well just resign. And the people who do resign, guess what? You just made another enemy against you that's a home-born enemy. Hegseth has fired several generals and admirals in the first months of his tenure, a disproportionate number of which would have been black or women, including Chair of the Joint Chiefs, C.Q. Brown. See? Hey, you know what? And that's a blessing from the Lord. Got you generals right up out of there. Hey, it's all for the Lord, man. Now all you got to do is repent, and now you're good, man. You could get saved. You Israel, man. You can still get saved. Deuteronomy 20, verse 1. When thou goest out to battle against thine enemies, and seest horses and chariots, and a people more than thou, be not afraid of them, for the Lord thy God is with thee, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt. That's right, he's with you, he's going to fight for you, just like he did against the Egyptians. And it shall be when ye are come nigh unto the battle, that the priest shall approach and speak unto the people, and the priest is speaking unto the people, and they're getting you spiritually prepared for the battle. They should be, at least. But it starts with them getting themselves in order, not letting the common man bother them, man. Kings don't worry about the common man, okay? Because there's a reason why they're common, okay? The Lord's not dealing with them. It's better to keep their focus on what matters, which is the Lord, because he's the one who's going to make sure you're stable and you got the wisdom to get through whatever you got to get through. Deuteronomy 20 and 3, and shall say unto them, Hear, O Israel, ye approach this day unto battle, against your enemies. Let not your hearts faint, fear not, and do not tremble, neither be ye terrified because of them. Don't be afraid of these enemies of yours, man. The things that are coming to coming to pass. Don't let that bother you, man. Just be firm in this word, man. Be persuaded in your mind. Be strong in your head, man. Don't be weak. The Lord's not dealing with the weak, man. Okay? Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 4, for the Lord your God is he that goeth with you to fight for you against your enemies to save you. So he's saving Israel, okay? This is his battle at the end of the day. Why not put your trust in him? That's your strength. How much you actually trust in the Lord. That's your power. But a lot of us can't really wrap our minds around putting our trust in something we can't see with our own eyes. Well, that's what faith is. And a lot of us are not going to have it in that time. And you're going to fail. You're going to faint. You're going to put that weak-ass spirit on whoever's around you. And whoever's around you, it says that all flesh is sort of to its like. So if you're weak, there's something weak about him too. He got to cut your ass off. You know? If that's the case. Or maybe the Lord will strengthen you. But we'll see. All of that's going to take time to see. This affliction, this more hell's coming, man. More hell's coming. That's what I'm talking about. The gates of hell right here. They're coming, but they're not going to prevail, man, against the Lord's elect. Deuteronomy 20, verse 5, and the officer shall speak unto the people, saying, what man is there that have built a new house and have not dedicated it? Let him go and return to his house, lest he die in the battle and another man dedicate it. So that even has nothing to do with fear, man. Go dedicate your home that you just bought. You know? But ultimately, that's things of this world. You don't really got no home here. Just like they ain't really have no home there. Okay? They would have still been in that home today. You have no inheritance here, man. If it ain't this word that's occupying your mind, then you're done. You're through. Deuteronomy 20 and 6. And what man is he that have planted a vineyard and have not yet eaten of it? Let him also go and return unto his house, lest he die in the battle and another man eat of it. So you plant a vineyard, you got things in place. You know, in this time, you might not have a vineyard, but you got some form of whatever it is, something of this world, man. Whatever it is, could be used as something that keeps you tied to this world, man. Just stick with that, man. If that's what's preventing you from serving the Lord with all your heart, just keep doing that. Let's keep doing that, man. Because when you come out with that weak-ass spirit, what it does is you put it on a bunch of people, man. Channeling demons. You know? I don't channel demons to get a bunch of... No, I fight my demons, man. I fight my demons, and then I come out here and I prophesy the downfall of America, man. That's what I do. Deuteronomy 20 and verse number 7. And what man is there that have betrothed a wife and have not taken her? Let him go and return unto his house, lest he die in the battle and another man take her. So the Lord's looking for a specific type of person for this battle, man. Just like during the time of Gideon with the 300 men. It's just for his glory, man. And the elect are going to get that glory for the Lord, man. Not everyone's going to return the glory back to the Lord. They don't give it to the Lord, man. He don't get the proper due respect for the things that you're doing in your vessel that he allowed you to do. You think you did it through your own might? You think you're teaching people through your own will? Nah, man, that's not how this works. The Lord is giving you the power to do that, to claim the rock of Meribah. It's not on your own accord. Because you think it's you're going to die just like Moses and Aaron. That pride or whatever was in their mind at that time when they did that, same thing going to happen to you. Read about it. Numbers the 20th chapter. Okay? Deuteronomy 20 and verse 8, and the officers shall speak further unto the people, and they shall say, what man is there that is fearful and faint-hearted? Let him go and return unto his house, lest his brethren's heart faint, as well as his heart. That's right, unless his brethren's heart faint. Putting these weak-ass spirits on brothers, man. Y'all brothers better be out there fighting for this truth, man. What the hell you think this is? You think this is a joke? Good luck. Good luck out there, man. Good luck. All types of people getting shot, killed. Nah. Nah. You better have your armor on. You better put the whole armor on. All right. This is the book of Judges, chapter 7. In verse 1, then Jerubbaal, who is Gideon, and all the people that were with him rose up early and pitched beside the well of Harod, so that the hosts of the Midianites were on the north side of them by the hill of Moreh in the valley. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Gideon, the people that are with thee are too many for me to give the Midianites into their hands, lest Israel vaunt themselves against me, saying, mine own hand have saved me. So that's why he don't deal with numbers like that, man. Because then you can think you did it off your own might. Oh, I did the right thing, man. I stayed with the popular opinion. That's not how this works, man. Now therefore go to proclaim in the ears of the people, saying, whosoever is fearful and afraid, let him return and depart early from Mount Gilead. And there return of the people 20 and 2,000, and there remain 10,000. Okay, 20 and 2,000, and there remain 10,000. Okay, but at least they left, man. It takes wisdom to apply wisdom to apply Deuteronomy the 20th chapter. That takes wisdom, man. And then if they win the battle, guess what? You get saved through that. But when you're hypocritical, you acting like something you're not, and you come out here and you're trying to look for preeminence, you're gonna die, man. You're gonna die. Okay? And the Lord knows when you're doing things like that. Putting fearful spirits on there, and when you're a fearful person. You know, you're afraid. The Lord's not imputing you to teaching your hands how to fight. I got brothers, man. I see that fear shit. I don't give a fuck who it is. I'm like, man, you better do what you got to do. So they get that fear out of them. Because big bro's not always going to be there for you. There's going to be a time where you might have to use your hands when you don't want to. There might be a time where you might have to do something you don't want to. But we just hope the Lord gives us the proper authority and ability to do what needs to be done, whatever it is. Judges chapter 7 and verse 4. And the Lord said unto Gideon, the people are yet too many. Bring them down into the water, and I will try them for thee there. And it shall be that of whom I say unto thee, this shall go with thee, the same shall go with thee. And of whomsoever I say unto thee, this shall not go with thee, the same shall not go. Okay, so he's going to test them. He's going to try you. And more tests and trials are coming to you. You might lose your car. You might lose your girl. You might lose your house. You might be out here homeless for a little bit. Maybe indefinitely. Who knows? Let's see if you're going to stand up for the Lord then. Okay? He might break your phone. He might fuck up your altar. Let's see if you go out that day. He going to test you. Why I keep saying Deuteronomy? Judges chapter 7 verse 5. So he brought down the people unto the water, and the Lord said unto Gideon, everyone that lappeth of the water with his tongue, as a dog lappeth, him shalt thou set by himself. Likewise, everyone that boweth down upon his knees to drink. That's right, man. that lappeth the water. You know, he gonna be set by himself, not getting on his knees to drink the water, man. He picking the water up and drinking it out of his hand. Anyone that's doing that, set them by themselves. Anyone that's getting on their knees and bowing down to drink some water, separate them from them too. Judges chapter 7 verse 6, and the number of them that lapped, putting their hand to their mouth, were 300 men. But all the rest of the people bowed down upon their knees to drink. They bowed down upon their knees to drink water, man. That's just weak. The Lord's not dealing with that, man. Oh, I'm so thirsty. Let me get on my knees and drink water. The Lord's not dealing with that, man. That's why he tested you. Out of these 10,000 men, now I'm going to still fight. I ain't like them 22,000 men that went home, that understood and were being obedient to the Lord's decree. Nah, I can fight. I can do all of this. I ain't weak like them. But you lapping down to drink water. That's why more tests are coming to you, man. More afflictions, more trials of your faith to see if you really are who you say you are. Or are you entertaining the people, man? Are you an entertainer or not? That's what these afflictions are going to see, so the Lord can see who is and who is not. Okay? It's the book of Judges, chapter 7, and verse 7. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Gideon, by the 300 men that lapped will I save you, and deliver the Midianites into thine hand, and let all the other people go, every man unto his place. And let all the other people go, every man unto his place. Okay? Let them go home, man. Your place is your home. Book of 1 Samuel chapter 14 verse 1. Now it came to pass upon a day that Jonathan the son of Saul said unto the young man that bare his armor, come and let us go over to the Philistines' garrison that is on the other side. But he told not his father. And Saul tarried in the uttermost part of Gibeah. How you doing? Oh, that's good. Thank you. Hey, may the Lord bless you too. Thank you. Thank you, lady. And that's Ishakar, man. Putting some money in. Hey, that's the spirit, man. That's the spirit. May the Lord bless them. The 1 Samuel chapter 14 and verse number 2. And Saul tarried. Hold on. 1 Samuel. That is on the other side, but he told not his father. So Jonathan and his armor bearer told not his father that he's going to the Philistines' garrison. Okay? And Saul tarried in the uttermost part of Gibeah under a pomegranate tree, which is in Migron, and the people that were with him were about 600 men. So out of 600 men, the armor bearer and Jonathan went to go fight the Philistines at this garrison. And Ahiah, the son of Ahitub, Ichabod's brother, the son of Phinehas, the son of Eli, the Lord's priest in Shiloh, wearing an ephod, and the people knew not that Jonathan was gone. That's right, they didn't even know. He was on a solo mission. And between the passages by which Jonathan sought to go over unto the Philistines' garrison, there was a sharp rock on the one side, and a sharp rock on the other side, and the name of the one was Bozez, and the name of the other Senah. The forefront of the one was situate northward over against Michmash, and the other southward over against Gibeah. And Jonathan said to the young man that bare his armor, come and let us go over unto the garrison of these uncircumcised. It may be that the Lord will work for us, for there is no restraint to the Lord to save by many or by few. That's right, man. So he understood it don't matter about the multitude. He knows the Lord dealing with him, man. You can read the rest, but it's the point. He could save. And the Maccabees understood this too. Okay? The Maccabees understood this too. His armor bearer understood that, man. Okay? Judges chapter 7. In verse 7 again, and the Lord said unto Gideon, by 300 men that lap will I save you, and deliver the Midianites into thine hand, and let all the other people go, every man unto his place. Yeah, go home. So the people took victuals, which is food, in their hand, and their trumpets, and he sent all the rest of Israel, every man unto his tent, and retained those 300 men, and the host of Midian was beneath him in the valley. So they were down in the valley, man. They were up on some hills. Okay? And it came to pass the same night that the Lord said unto him, arise, get thee down unto the host, for I had delivered them into thine hand. So he's telling 300 men, arise, get up, man, and go fight. Okay? You think they were like, oh, okay, no, I'm scared to fight, no. No, because they already went through the trials, man. They passed all the tests. Okay, the Lord's constantly giving tests, making people come up against you, making situations fucked up in your life. And it's all the timing of the shit that shows you it's the Lord, man. Especially if it comes one after another, this one, then this one, then this one, then this one. Okay? Just stay still, man. Stay focused on the Lord. No matter what happens in this fucking corrupt, bullshit-ass world, man, you got to stand on Yahweh Shai, man. You got to stand on it. Can't let nobody make you waver in any form, man. With some thought that came into his mind. Okay? Because that's what this world does, man. That's what this world does. What it does is it just eventually that burden just keeps wearing down on you. You gotta put the burden on, man. You gotta carry the cross, man. Okay? You gotta carry your cross, man. And I didn't put the cross down and say, hold on, let me stretch out my arms. Nah, man. He did it all the way up to his death. Of course, Simon came and helped him. Brothers are supposed to help with the helping you, man. That's a symbolic sign of brothers being there to uplift you. Okay? So you can endure unto the end. If they're not doing that, if they're not building you up so you can endure unto the end, or they're trying to make the burden, like, nah, man. You got to still carry your own cross, is what I'm trying to say here. You still got to carry your own cross. You got to make your calling and election sure. You got to make sure you're not persuaded. You ain't got no weak points inside your faith, man. And how can you do that if you ain't really occupied in this thing, man? Things of the world got you distracted. You don't even know where you need to be within the scriptures, man. Constantly supposed to be built up in this thing. It's supposed to be comforting you for the things that are gonna come to pass in the future. Judges chapter 7, verse 9, and it came to pass the same night that the Lord said unto him, arise, get thee down unto the host, for I have delivered it into thine hand. But if thou fear to go down, go thou with Phurah, thy servant, down to the host. Yeah, if you still fearful to go down, he was even telling the 300. Still giving them an opportunity to turn back. And thou shalt hear what they say, and afterward shall thine hands be strengthened to go down unto the host. Then went he down with Phurah his servant unto the outside of the armed men that were in the host. Salakia, let me read that again. But if thou fear to go down, go thou with Phurah thy servant down to the host, and thou shalt hear what they say, and afterward shall thy hands be strengthened to go down unto the host. So he wanted them to go down so we can hear what they say. Get some insight. Because they were in the valley. Get some intelligence on the Midianites. And thou shalt hear what they say, and afterward shall thine hands be strengthened to go down unto the host. Then went he down with Phurah his servant unto the outside of the armed men that were in the host. And the Midianites and the Amalekites and all the children of the east lay along in the valley like grasshoppers for multitude, and their camels were without number, as the sand by the seaside for multitude. And when Gideon was come, behold, there was a man that told a dream unto his fellow, and said, Behold, I dreamed a dream, and lo, a cake of barley bread tumbled unto the host of Midian, and came unto a tent, and smote it that it fell, and overturned it that the tent lay along. So here it is. He went to go hear what they were saying. He heard them talking to them. Oh, the dream, some barley bread came down and hit the tent. And the Lord told him, man, to strengthen your hands, man. That's the Lord, man. Putting a vision inside of your enemy's heads. And his fellow answered and said, This is nothing else save the sword of Gideon, the son of Joash, a man of Israel. For into his hand have God delivered Midian and all the hosts. So this is what they're saying, that y'all going to win the battle. How you doing today, man? Good. Oh, shit, man. That's funny as hell. Oh, man. That is too funny. So the dude is talking about Israel, Gideon winning the battle. He literally said Gideon. Let me read that again. Judges 7 verse 14, and his fellow answered and said, This is nothing else save the sword of Gideon, the son of Joash. He's being super specific. It's funny as hell, man. You know, they're coming down the mountain and they're hearing it, and then he's literally talking about him. You know, and that's the Lord. A man of Israel, it says, for into his hand have God delivered Midian and all the hosts, like he told him. And it was so, when Gideon heard the telling of the dream and the interpretation thereof, that he worshiped and returned into the host of Israel and said, Arise, for the Lord hath delivered into your hand the host of Midian. You see how he wasn't afraid? He wasn't in a weak spirit. He went and did what he needed to do by following the Lord. And the Lord revealed an interpretation through the heathen. And then he went back and told the nation. That's what you got to do, man. That's how you exhort Israel. Not no weak-ass Israelite that he can't even fight his own battles, man. You know? He can't even fight his own battles, man. Just fucking weak. And he's exhorting the holy people, man. King Solomon didn't even do that. He asked and prayed for wisdom, man. You know? So he could make sure he was giving them the proper wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. But it starts with being obedient, and it starts with fortifying yourself first. You gotta rule this right here first. This is first. Then you go do what you gotta do out there, man. Can't have some argumentative bitch in your house, dog checking the fuck out of you. Then you go out and go teach Israel. And you might have the knowledge, but you still getting checked. You putting the spirit out there, man. And the Lord sees that shit. Go check that bitch that you got at home. Tell that bitch to get the fuck out your house. First of all, she don't want to be obedient. And then work on yourself a little bit, man. Don't be eager to go jump in some next relationship with these bitches, man. Ain't nothing. They ain't gonna do nothing. They're gonna hinder and they're going to persuade you to do evil, man. They're gonna have you follow Esau. They're fucking heathen. All right. Judges chapter 7 and 15, and it was so when Gideon heard the telling of the dream and the interpretation thereof, that he worshipped and returned into the host of Israel and said, Arise, for the Lord hath delivered into your hand the host of Midian. And he divided the 300 men into 3 companies, and he put a trumpet in every man's hand with empty pitchers and lamps within the pitchers. And he said unto them, look on me and do likewise. And behold, when I come to thee outside of the camp, it shall be that as I do, so shall ye do. When I blow with the trumpet, and I and all that are with me, then blow ye the trumpets also on every side of all the camp, and say, the sword of the Lord and of Gideon. So Gideon and the 100 men that were with him came unto the outside of the camp in the beginning of the middle watch, and they had but newly set the watch, and they blew the trumpets and brake the pitchers that were in their hands. And the 3 companies blew the trumpets and brake the pitchers, and held the lamps in their left hands and the trumpets in their right hands to blow withal. And they cried, the sword of the Lord and of Gideon. And they stood every man in his place round about the camp, and all the host ran and cried and fled. So here it is, man. Psychological warfare, man. They didn't even have to raise up a sword against these niggas, man. Just trusting in the Lord. And they played on that man's dream, man. Ew, man. 300 men. And the Lord didn't, he could have did it in any way. He just did it in a way to show you that it's all him, man. It's so easy for the Lord to destroy these damn enemies, man. It's fairly easy, man. But where's your faith at, man? Where's your trial? You know, going through the trials, the afflictions. Where's the changed you? Where does that look like? Where has the Lord been molding with you and dealing with you since you came into this truth? You the same person you were years ago? That means he ain't molding you. Something else is molding you. Okay? These things should be he should be getting a different product out of you. Product of more trust, more faith. Shit you say, it defiles you, man. You can see it, you can hear it. That's why you gotta have discernment, spiritual discernment. You gotta see things like that. You gotta make a king's decision on certain situations when you're dealing with people, man. Okay? Get that weak, anything that's weak from away from you, man. The weak don't have no say in a council for battle, man. Especially spiritual warfare and things like that. They don't got no say in that shit. Especially, not that shit, I gotta watch my mouth, but things that pertain to getting the victory. Okay, they don't have no say on that. This is the book of Judges, chapter 7. Verse 22, and the 300 blew the trumpets, and the Lord set every man's sword against his fellow, even throughout the host, and the host fled to Beth Shittah and Zerarath, and to the border of Abel Mahola unto Tabath. And the men of Israel gathered themselves together out of Naphtali and out of Asher and out of all Manasseh, and pursued after the Midianites. And Gideon sent messengers throughout all Mount Ephraim, saying, come down against the Midianites, and take before them the waters unto Beth Barah in Jordan. Then all the men of Ephraim gathered themselves together and took the waters unto Beth Barah in Jordan. And they took 2 princes of the Midianites, Oreb and Zeb, and they slew Oreb upon the rock of Oreb, and Zeb they slew at the winepress of Zeb, and pursued Midian, and brought the heads of Oreb and Zeb to Gideon on the other side of Jordan. So then they pursued them, man. Then they destroyed them. That's the Lord delivering your enemies into your hands, man. like he said he was going to do. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 83. And 1, keep not thou silence, O power, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot, Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin at the brook of Kishon, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Zeb. Yea, all their princes as Zebah and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind. As the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire, so persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Lord Yahweh. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. And I'm ending it there. Lord's will, this is edifying. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash, Shalom, Abba Babal, Kwam Yasharah, the water, Malak, Shalom, Malak, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah.